Mike.
Yeah, like I was saying, guys, welcome to the Football Fan Zone, guys. With me, your boy Timber Banks, and this morning we're doing a watch a lot. Sorry, we're going to do a show. We are doing a show, and it's all about the transfer talks. What I want to do, I just want to just react to some transfers rumor that have been out there. So we are going to get into it, and we are looking at the possibility whereby this transfer can be done. Is it realistic? Is there a probability of these transfers to be done? Let's get into it together, guys. And I think I'll start with Chelsea because it has been said that Chelsea are back in for Isak. You know, going through this, and it says here Chelsea withdraw. At first it says Chelsea have actually withdrawn from the race for Alassandra Isak after refusing to meet Newcastle 100 million plus evaluation, and failed deal could have negative consequences for Everton. I don't know how that affects Everton, but let us go through it. And this is coming from Daily Mail, and it says here Chelsea have withdrawn the race for Newcastle striker Isak. As reported by the Sun, the Blues and new manager Enzo Maresca were reluctant to meet Newcastle valuation of 100 million plus 120 million. Okay, reluctant to meet the evaluation of over 100 million. Newcastle believe that in the current market, Isak is closer to 120 million pounds. I will say it here now, and it's the honest truth. Alexander Isak is actually closer to 120, 150 million pounds on current market, because the current market we are in right now is so shit. If you have a club like Arsenal coming out to, put a price tag of 50 million pounds, 50 million pounds on Edin Ketia. Edin Ketia, guys. Arsenal smashed a price of 50 million pounds for Newcastle got Isak from Sociedad for 70 million pounds, guys. And from what we have seen so far, Newcastle are making sense here. They're making sense. For me, I honestly believe he is worth 120 million pounds because he's premiership proven. We have had people going for Victor Osimhen, who is overhyped, whereby we have not even seen him do it consistently. And Napoli said they wanted 120 million, and they've come down to reduce the price. And even the fact that they reduced the price, nobody seems to be interested in Victor Osimhen. Nobody seems to be interested in him because I think in the long run, people are starting to discover that he's actually not as good as people are really thinking. And it's honest truth. But what I would say to Chelsea here and the fans, there's a deal here to be done. There's a deal here to be done. And that is the honest truth, man. Do I believe Isak is worth 100 million plus? Yes, he's worth 100 million plus. Based on the current market we are seeing right now, he's worth 130 million, 40 as well. In the current market we are seeing right now. Because we see Marcus Rashford, Man U wants 80 million or nothing for him. Is Isak better than what's his name? Rashford. Mine's better. Mine's better. So do I think he's worth 100 million plus? Yes. I honestly believe Alexander Isak is worth much more than 100 million. Now, it says on the article, although Chelsea had talks with the Swedish international this week, a deal is now unlikely to happen. Newcastle were concerned that Chelsea we are looking to exploit their PSR problems by making a low bid for the 24 years old. Aha. Then he says Chelsea would have found it difficult to meet Isak's wages demand. The forward would earn around £150,000 a week, but £20,000, sorry, a week, but would have been around £200,000 a week if he had made the switch to Stamford Bridge. If I have to be honest, guys, I honestly do not think that Chelsea will have a problem. If a deal can be done, I don't think Chelsea will have a problem paying Isak £200,000 a week. I don't think so. I honestly do not believe so. I don't think so. With a move for Isak having failed to materialize, Everton could be negatively impacted. The situation means Everton are unlikely to be able to sell Donny Calvert-Lewin to Newcastle at this stage. Now, what I can say or advise Chelsea could do here is this. Like I said, there's a deal to be done, man. There's a deal to be done. What Chelsea can do is you can include players in the deal. You can include players in the deal. And that is the fact. Because all we know is this. We know for a very long time that this guy, Newcastle have wanted Noni Madueke. You can actually add Noni Madueke in the deal. You can add Noni Madueke in the deal. Or you can add a player like Amando Broya and maybe a Conor Gallagher into the deal. You can just say, okay, here is 70 million pounds plus Amado Broya. And that way, Newcastle will not even have now. They will not have to go and, look for somebody like Calvert-Lewin anymore. Because they would have a player, who steps in and replace the fact that they want to go and get Broya. What they need to do is just include a player in the deal. Include a player in the deal. We are aware that Newcastle have always been wanting Noni Madueke. Why don't you guys exploit that fact that they want a player from your team? You can add Noni Madueke to the deal. You can just say, okay, this is 35 million or 40 million with Madueke. I honestly believe Chelsea need to give Newcastle something to work with. If you know very well that you are unable to get Alexander Isak for the full cash they are demanding, then what you can do is just include a player into the deal. And if you don't want to give them Noni Madueke, you can include Amado Broya and Conor Gallagher and probably 30 million pounds. I'm sorry, they will do the deal. Honestly, I honestly believe if Chelsea can exploit, add players into the deal, Newcastle will do the deal. Because if you include someone like Amado Broya and Conor Gallagher, plus maybe 30, 40 million, they will get the deal done, guys. And it says yesterday that Chelsea have made a fresh inquiry for Isak just hours after they received a cash boost from Ian Marcin sales. Source confirmed. Honestly, guys, there's a deal to be done here. I honestly believe there is a deal to be done. All they need to do is just, have a proper conversation. Have a proper conversation with Newcastle. And I believe a deal can happen. Now, it says here, Alexander Isak transfer update as Chelsea make a fresh move. I don't know how genuine the source is, but we're going to get into it as well. Now he says Newcastle have had a fresh inquiry for Alexander Isak from Chelsea. Chronicle Live, okay, it's coming from the Chronicle Live. Chronicle Live has learned that the Blues have been in touch with the Magpies and are interested in the Swedish international. The move comes just hours after Chelsea received a cash boost of around £35 million after selling Liam Mason to Aston Villa. But the Stamford Bridge side would have to come up with something sensational to persuade Newcastle to sell. And that's what I'm saying. Because for me, I honestly believe a deal can be done, a deal can be reached. But Chelsea also, they need to, do something sensational, like you said on the article. And I believe if Chelsea can do something sensational, then they can get a deal done with Isak. And Isak will be a very, very, great addition. It's going to be a good, like adding Isak to Chelsea is a very, very good deal, because we have already seen what Alexander Isak is capable to do, is able to. We have seen it. And that's the honest truth. Then the article says, at this stage, there is no zero suggestion that Newcastle would sell Isak, and second audacious inquiry from Enzo from United's side has been deemed as the Blues testing United's resolve. That is the Newcastle, they're testing them. Given the upcoming June 30 PSR health check deadline and suggestion, Newcastle have a short fall to make up in the media. Something played down that by the Magpies. That is not a big surprise. But the proof will be in the pudding weeks and months ahead of St. James Park. Newcastle paid £63 million for Isak from Real Sociedad 2 summers ago, but his valuation has soared since then. And it's the honest truth. Newcastle had openly okay, Newcastle had opened preliminary talks on a new contract for the striker, and he has not attempted to leave even after the out team did not qualify for Europe. But reliable sources have now stood up the latest inquiry for Isak from Chelsea following the initial interest this week. So, like I said, guys, Chelsea just needs to just be smart in this deal. Chelsea just need to be smart in this deal. They just need to be smart, and I believe a deal can be done here, guys. I honestly believe a deal can be reached. Just that Chelsea needs to be smart, and that's the honest truth. They need to be smart. You can just include somebody like Conor Gallagher into the deal. Include somebody like Nani Madueke into the deal. We know they've wanted on the Madueke. They've been in for like making inquiry. This is the opportunity Chelsea can also, you know, pounce on. Just make an agreement and get some players into the deal. And that will be for me. Just let me know what you guys think on the comment section, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a possibility it will happen? And going to Lukaku. One thing is this for sure. I don't really know what Lukaku does for some managers. I don't know how some managers rate Lukaku, whereby they think and believe they can bring out the very best in him. Because it is something we know for a very long time now. Lukaku have not, like, I don't just know, man. Lukaku have been a shadow of himself. And sometimes I was watching his clip and I was asking myself, what happened to Lukaku? What happened to this Lukaku? Because we all knew what Lukaku is all about, man. Like, Lukaku playing for West Brom, playing for Anderlecht, playing for Everton was incredible. He was a baller. But all of a sudden, he dropped off. I don't know. I don't just know, man. He dropped up massively. And um Napoli they've been, on him because we all know that he worked with Antonio Conte, and ever since Conte signed signed a contract with Napoli, he has been, wanting wanting Lukaku in the club, and he would rather have Osimhen be sold and bring in Lukaku. But on paper, people will tell you, look, Osimhen is a bowler, and yet a manager is ready to ship him off because he does not deem Osimhen good enough. And like I said, that guy is overhyped. He's overhyped. So he's ready to boot him out to bring in Lukaku. And Napoli also are not the only club, you know, looking for Lukaku. Now, it has been said Milan have initiated a new round talk with Chelsea in an effort to sign Romelu Lukaku this summer, according to reports from in Italy. Chelsea, who loaned Lukaku out to Serie A side AS Roma last season, are new to sell the 31-year-old permanently this summer, despite signing him for 98 million pounds. 98 million pounds back in 2021. So you see the reason why I said Isak is actually what 120, 130 million pounds. Lukaku was signed for 98 million pounds last season. Then to 2021, he was signed 98 million. Then it says here Napoli and Milan are leading the race to sign Lukaku ahead of the next season, with Chelsea demanding a fee of at least 25 million pounds. According to Sky Sport in Italy, Milan have recognized that timing is very everything in their pursuit of the Belgium international, given that Napoli are not currently in a position to negotiate a deal. Napoli interest in Lukaku inks on the side of a star man, Victor Osimhen this summer, with both Arsenal and Chelsea among those new on the Nigerian. But for me, I don't believe that Chelsea or Arsenal can do Osimhen's deal because we all know that it requires a lot of money. It requires a lot of money, even with the fact that, even with the fact that Napoli have actually reduced its price. Still, nobody or no club is coming in for to sign him. So it says, and the article says, as Napoli need to sell first in order to free up funds, can get it. Napoli have to sell first. They need to sell Victor Osimhen FX in order to free up, to be able to have funds to sign a player like Lukaku. And we're talking about just 25 million pounds. 25 million pounds, guys. Napoli needs to sell first. Then he says that Milan are new to negotiate a deal with Chelsea as quick as possible, and thus started a new round of talks. Lukaku is said to be new on both moves, with Napoli offering the prospect of working alongside his former manager. And we all know what Conte did with Lukaku back in his days at Inter Milan. Milan, who can already match Chelsea 25 million asking price, reportedly still have some reservation over signing the forward, who is currently on international duty with Belgium at the Europe Championship for that valuation. Bologna striker Joshua Zexix remains number one transfer target. And we have know what has been happening in the transfer markets all this while. Because Manchester United are also need to sign Joshua Zexi. Just that I don't really know. I'm not sure if they are really serious about signing the player or not. Honestly, I don't know. But we're moving on from Lukaku. We're going to see how that ends. Now we ain't going to Matthias the Late. We're going to talk about Matthias the Late. And it says here Manchester United reportedly, coming guys. It says that Manchester are reportedly seriously considering a move to sign Matthias de Ligt. Matthias de Ligt arrived at Bayern Munich in a 68 million deal in 2022, but was limited to just 16 league starts last season as they failed to win the league for the first time in over a decade, in over 12 years, to be specific. United were linked with the defender back in January after reports from Germany suggested that the Dutchman was not entirely happy with his situation at Bayern Munich. Mail Sports then reported at the start of this month that the former Ajax starlet wants United defensive interests alongside Gerard Brightwaite and Nice Jean-Claire Todibo. Now, I think a price tag of 60 million has been smashed on the late. And we all know Manchester United, they went there with their wallet. You know, they can just open their wallet and bring out 30 million and do a deal. They did not go there with their bank card. All of a sudden, Manchester United are now the Arsene Wenger days. They are now acting as if they are Arsenal of Arsene Wenger's days. So, whereby Arsene Wenger is coming to come and get your player, he comes with his wallet. And they made a bid and it has been rejected. So now that I said they are seriously considering, let's just hope if they'll put in a better bid. But a report, according to the Athletic, the club have ramped up their interest in the 24-year-old, though discussion between the two clubs over a potential deal are yet to have to take place. Then Erik ten Hag has been near to shore up his defense this summer after a slew of injuries forced the club to rely on a makeshift backline throughout much of the later season of last season. And that is not an excuse, guys, man. That's not an excuse. Casemiro's future at the club remains up in the air after he endured a particularly difficult second season at Old Trafford, whilst Rafael Varane was not offered a new contract or a new deal as his contract expired. In a bid to straighten their options ahead of the coming campaign, United are currently in the process of preparing for a second move for Everton starlet Brightwaite after 43 million pounds was back knocked back by the Toffees last week. And this is the problem now. Everton are believed to be holding out a fee of closer to 70 million pounds. Who and the 21 years old who enjoyed a breakthrough season last term. Now, for me, I don't think Jerry Brightwaite is what 60, 70 million. I don't think so. And that's honest truth. And this is why I said if United are serious about getting this lad, they can go to Everton. What they can do is this: you offer them a deal whereby the player, you can get the player for 55 million pounds. You make a deal of 50 million, then 5 million in add-ons. And you just put some clause in there. If the player cannot meet them, then you have to pay 50 million. And I believe Newcastle, Everton will be fine with it. They'll be fine with that deal. Go out there, make a deal, 55 million, put in add-on clause there. And that will be it. Because I don't think Everton will want, because right now, at first, they were in a position whereby they had to sell. They had to sell. But right now, they are in a position whereby even though they don't sell Jared Brightwaite, they are not in any risk. And that is what they are holding on. And it says here, however, United interest in the Leeds is said to be independent of that of Brightweight, allowing Ten Hag to pursue deals to sign both centre back this summer. Then Joshua Zexi and Manu Ugarte also remains other players of strong interest, but the club remain under pressure to make a number of player sales ahead of potential recruitment. One thing is this: Manchester United need to sell players, and they also need to make up their mind on who or which players they are selling. Like they need to do that very, 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 very fast. Very fast. Because so far, the players that have left the club so far are the players we already knew were going to leave anyway. Those are the players that have left the club. The players that have left the club are the players that we already knew in the first place that at the end of the season they're going to leave. The likes of Varane, Anthony Martial, and who probably the person that will follow next will be Bernard Williams or maybe Casemiro. But the likes of players like Rafael Varane, Aaron Saka, Eddie Maguire, they are still there. Luke Shaw is still there. So if Manchester United are looking to get rid of players, they need to start doing that in transfer window. But we all know what they're all about. They take their time to do what they're doing. And that, we'll see how that also pans out, guys. Now, we're talking about Benny McCarthy. Benny McCarthy will leave, not report, he will leave Manchester United at the end of this month. The coach has been working with the forwards at Old Trafford. Sees his contract come to an end following 2 seasons at the club. McCarthy, a former Blackburn Rovers striker, wishes to get back into the dugout as a manager, according to the Athletic. One of Ten Hag requesting for renewing his contract at Old Trafford was the extension of McCarthy's deal, as per the Sun. However, while the Dutchman is close out on a new deal, he will seemingly be leading the team without McCarthy's assistance. And also, that is because now Ten Hag does not have a say in anything that have to do with transfer or who comes in and who goes out. McCarthy was praised for helping Marcus Rashford to have his best season ever in 2022 and 2023, during which he scored 30 goals in all competition. Last season was not so strong, as United only managed 57 Premier League goals throughout, though that is a very typical total in the post Sir Alex Ferguson era and not their lowest. Then it says United are aiming to. They are in already. United have actually the two coach that they are talking about. They are in already. So it will be interesting to see what Ten Hag is able to do, because this time around, I don't think it will give us an excuse that he does not have the people he wants. Because if there's something this structure, Sergeant Ratcliffe in us, than Ashworth have done so far, is they've provided him with whatever he has actually said he wants. They've actually gone out of their way to provide it to him. So it will be nice to see what excuse he will come up with this time around if he fails. And Scholes takes a aim at Leon Wright over Bukayo Saka, tells other pundits to piss off, an issue withering advice to one England misfit star in old Barrett takes on Euros. Okay, this is what Bosco said here. Though sometimes I don't understand what is wrong with all these people that call themselves legend. It's like they forget that sometimes it's not about what or which team. We're talking about England here. Then you have the likes of Scholes coming out to talk crap. It sounded so childish, you know. It says here, Posco's aim at Wright for his suggestion that Saka should be played as a left back. Saka, a right winger for the club and country, has played his usual position in every game of 20 Euro 2020 24. Sorry, but a problem area for the Three Lions is on the left side of defense, with right-footed Kylian Trippier playing on his unnatural flank. Scholes did not mention name. Right, he did not mention his name explicitly in his Instagram story, but it seemed obvious who he was actually referring to, and it's nonsense, man. Addressing Arsenal legend, I don't know what's on there. When I don't understand all these people, man. You know, I do not understand people, and like I keep saying it, man. Like when Post was playing, when he was playing football, I can't even rate him as one of the best in his time. Midfielders, I can't. I cannot. But because one thing about England, they are overhyped. League is overhyped. They overhype their players and everything. This guy come talking crap. Now, this is what he wrote on his story. Making me peace. These Arsenal legends trying to get Saka in a left back because they are afraid he's going to be left out for Palmer. Now, this is a childish talk. This is a childish talk. And if you ask this guy called Postcodes, okay, who would you rather have play as a left back? He will not have an answer. But you have somebody who is a legend of Arsenal, came outside, made a suggestion for Saka to play as a left back for now. Because you can blame this on Southgate for going to the Euros without a left back. But the honest truth is this guy called Postcodes is not making sense. Like, he's not making sense. He's very, very stupid for this comment to make. This is very, very stupid. It's not making sense. You are not making sense. So you are making this all about club football. Because he plays for us, Arsenal, and not Man U. So the fact that Ryan Wright came outside to say Saka should play as a left back, and for me, I can understand why he would say so. I understand why he would say so. I understand why he would say so. Because initially, Saka started as a left back. Saka started as a left back. Sometimes when you want to make an argument and don't end up disgracing yourself, which is something this guy called Poskos is doing. He's not even thinking. He's not thinking. Because the suggestion that was made by Wright, the Arsenal's legend, was he wants Saka to play as a left back. It will give the back line a kind of balance. Saka started as a left back. So I don't see the fact of him playing left back for just this competition alone is a bad thing. We get to see people playing out of wings. Foden have been playing on the right wing, despite the fact that in Man City he plays from the left. No, sorry, he has played on the left. Despite the fact that he plays on the right for Man City, a right or as a 10. He has been playing as a left on the left wing. So if Saka gets to be dropped for balance to give other people chance, because one thing is this, and it's the honest truth, Foden have been terrible. Saka has been better than Foden. Like the entire English national team have been rubbish. The only players I can make an excuse for is Gueye. Guehi, I can say Trippier because on a norm, that is not his position. So I can make excuse for Trippier, John Stones, and that it ends there. It ends there. I will not put in Kobe Mino or Kopama because they've not really come into the game and played nicely. No. Against Slovenia, Kobe Mino came in, Kopama came in, and we saw proper football in that less time they came in. In that little time they came in. Which is why I said, if I was Southgate, I would drop Saka, I would drop Foden, I would drop Harry Kane. Honestly, I would drop Kyle Walker as well. Drop Trippier as well. But it is very, very disappointing that you have somebody like Paul Scholes coming out to make a very stupid statement as this. This is a very stupid statement to make. Because you have somebody like, what's his name? Wright, trying to look for a situation for England to succeed as a team. He's making a decision for England to succeed as a team, as a nation, not as a club. That is where the like of Paul Scholes are missing it. Look at what he said here. Saka had played as left back before. He has been doing it. We knew it from the onset. Much earlier in his career. And Luke Shaw, coming back from injury, England's options are limited. But Saka would be a huge risk out of position in a knockout game. And it remains to be seen whether Gareth Southgate will take an on characteristics gamble. Now, the thing is this, man. So, playing Kieran Trippier as a left back is not a risk. Because sometimes all these clowns that call themselves pundits or players that have played the game, all these clowns, they talk rubbish without even thinking. They believe they know the best. They believe their own opinion should stand. So you are telling me playing Saka, who is a left-footed, who has played left back all his much of his career. When he started, was a left back. Playing Saka as a left back will be a risk. But playing a player like Kieran Trippier, who is not a left back, is a right back that is being forced to play as a left back. And as we know in football, not everybody is good at it. The likes of Cancelo, the likes of Diego Dalot, those guys, the likes of Nacho Fernandez from Real Madrid, those guys should be commended because they play it as if the position is theirs and they're able to do a very good job there. Even Kamavinga. But you can't tell me that you rather choose to play Kieran Trippier over Saka as a left back. Because this guy called Poskos is making this an agenda of who gets to play in the national team, which club. That is where he's losing the argument. And that's why I said this statement he made is a very, very stupid statement. Honestly. Scholes also had his say on the midfield, adding, Mino, we play you, we make you play football. Foden and Bellingham, we win you games. Think forward and take less touches. Please. Declan Rice. I don't know what they were saying there. So now, basically, what he is saying right now is that if you put Kobe Mino in that game, then all of a sudden, England start playing football. You can see how shallow the IQ of these footballers is. We had this same Kobe Mino in Manchester United. You can see he was individually is good. Okay. But what did he do with Man U? Did the Man U play football? Did Man U play football? Because they did not. Now, is making a kind of like an argument. You put in a player like Mino, Declan Rice, and Bellingham. Do I think they'll still play football? No, they won't. Will they play football? I'll tell you no. They'll look like rubbish. They will still be the same way they are. And this is why I said the only way this team gets to play football, because all these players have been crap. You need Kobe Mino, you need Bellingham, then you need a player like Kopama. That is where you play football. You're not telling me that you put Kobe Mino in this England team and all of a sudden they become, you know, very, very good. First of all, is he the one dictating the play? Because he also still needs somebody to dictate the play as well. It makes absolutely no sense. His digs at Rice is an interesting one and suggested he thinks the Arsenal man is being too ponderous on the ball and slowing down England's attack. And this is what I'm saying. So clearly, this is about, taking an hint on Arsenal players and Arsenal legend. It's simple. So this tells you that he's just there, to talk crap about Arsenal players and their legend. And should it be so? Should it be so? It makes absolutely no sense, man. Honestly, it makes absolutely no sense. Before we go, guys, we have one thing to say, man. I want you to talk about Ademola Lookman because so many clubs are looking at him as well. And if I was a football club, I would go for this guy than Victor Osimhen because I believe this guy is a better player than Ulisse Osimhen. Now, it says here, Atlanta facing a fight to keep Ademola Lookman ahead of next season, with many clubs across Europe interested in the English-born attacker. Sorry, Lookman made history at the end of last season by scoring a hat-trick in a Europa final as Atlanta defeated unconquering Bayern Leverkusen to lift their first ever trophy. The Nigerian international has become an influential part of Gasparini team in Italy, making 77 appearances for the Serie A club in all competitions, returning with 32 goals. That's remarkable. That's a very, very good start. Lookman has also scored 6 goals in 23 games of Super Eagles, including 4 this year in the Nations Cup, and because he was the best player England had. And the former Leicester and Everton star is attracting admirers glances from number of clubs with Juventus among the team monitoring his situation. Bayern have watched him closely, while number of teams, retain an interest in Lookman. The attacker is happy in Italy, but is keeping his option open heading into preseason. Lookman is under contract with Atalanta until 2026. He joined the Inter side 2 years ago from RB Leipzig. 26 years old, has previously played for 4 clubs in England. He netted 12 times in 29 appearances for Charlton, between 2015 and 2017 before adding 4 goals in 48 Everton outings. Now, one thing about this guy, man, is a very, very good player, man. Because sometimes all you need, sometimes in football or as a player, you just need a manager that can, bring out the very best in you. A manager that knows how to utilize your talent. That is all you need sometimes when it comes to football. You just need a very, very good manager that is able to bring out the very best out of you. And this guy called Ademola Lookman have got that in Gasparini. Ever since he has played for Gaspar, he has become some incredible player. He has been incredible for Atalanta. So for me, even though he's going to be moved, I will say, okay, nobody will turn down an offer to go play for the best club out in the world. But I will actually say for clubs out there that are looking to sign a player, this is somebody you want to sign. This is who you want to sign. You will not take any loss signing this guy. So this is the person, this is the player you want to sign. And that will be it. For me, that will be all for me on this show, guys. If there's something that breaks new, we're going to react to it. And I'm also going to be doing a watch along later. So it's all for me now. Thanks for joining me on this chat. And if you're watching live, please, if you're new, subscribe. And if you're also on Facebook, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, comment, let us see what you guys have to say in regards to what we're talking here. For now, for me, Tema Banks, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.